Good morning, Dr. Freud.
Zoey, it's our final day in analysis. Now, why not call me by my real name? That would be a big step.
The name is my gift to you. It's as close as you'll ever get to being him.
Zoey, we've talked about that. It's inappropriate. Today is an important day. We need to conclude our work here so you can move on. Dr. Spaulding.
Dr. Spaulding. But this place is like being home. Gee, but it's great to be back home. Home is where I want to be. Okay, where's it from?
Not today, Zoey.
Oh, come on. I'll give you a hint. It's a song lyric.
Trying to keep my customers satisfied by Simon and Garfunkel.
Apropos, don't you think? You're still trying, but I'm not satisfied.
Zoey, please lie down. We have a lot to cover in 50 minutes. Loose ends, a review of what we've achieved.
What's she building in there? What the hell is she building in there? Tom waits. I took liberties on that one. Wrong gender. So, we're here to discuss my progress. Our progress.
Your progress, of course.
Well, I still can't eat a black olive. I decided very young that there should be one food I knew existed that others ate, but that I could see it, I could hold it, I could smell it, but never taste it. Kind of like my relationship with you. Makes no difference. The important thing is to take a stand and to stick to it. It's the purpose behind it. It's the rule not to be broken.
And the purpose being
to think there was something within my grasp, and I chose not to interact with it, unlike you have done, interacted with me, that is. Boundaries, there must be boundaries. Very difficult to maintain sometimes, even if the people get hurt. Even if the onus is on you.
Yes, boundaries. We've discussed boundaries like my tie. It has a meaning, but you've never been willing to talk about that.
No, it's you. Boundaries. You're not going to write that down, are you? I hate that legal pad, that huge Meister Stuck fountain pen. Just what do you think you're holding when you write with that disgusting pen?
We've discussed my notes as well. They're just a word I write down every now and then. It doesn't mean anything. I have to have records. That's all. They never reflect what was actually said or not said.
Or what you wish hadn't been said.
Zoey, I have admitted to going outside the bounds of our therapeutic relationship. I am a witness to my crimes. If you wish to call them that, so few people to love. Feelings, genuine human feelings, are part of our relationship, but never take preference over the craft.
The craft. You make it sound like 4-H camp, the week-long sleepover kind in the summer, when the teenage male counselors visit your tent at night.
Zoey, what do you want? See, even my part in this final session is becoming unprofessional.
What do I want? What do I want? I want you. That's what I want. Okay, where's that from?
This is a waste of time. I have no idea, really. This is a waste.
No, you're not trying. You've never really tried. I've had to do all the work. Now, I know it's a hard one, kind of obscure, but I thought you enjoyed the hard ones. Charles to Laura in Chilly Scenes of Winter. Best movie of the early 80s, to have been seen only by a handful of people, mostly being me. One time, I went and I was the only person in the theater.
Oh, how did that make you feel, being the sole person in the theater?
Oh, please. How did that make me feel? You should feel silly saying that. Trite. It made me feel weird, like I always feel. Obviously, you haven't worked on your own problems, or you'd know that. After all, you're the one who put the fun in dysfunctional.
We are here to talk about you. No, you are here to talk about you. That's where the work always has been done. It's like an onion. You're peeling away each layer of pain, fear, denial, away, and facing the suffering together. My perception is that we both have witnessed the changes in you.
You think no one has witnessed your crimes? One person is a witness. I am a witness. 5 days a week, 50 lousy minutes a day. I have witnessed your crimes.
What crime? What crime have I committed? We have done what we both have done, and that's it. Something quite magical has happened here. You are new in many ways. I have seen the changes in you. What's new? In many ways. What is new?
No good news, no bad news. There's no news at all, just the New York Times. Quick, don't think so much.
I think it's Simon and Garfunkel.
Correct. Well, I had a dream. You love those. I dreamt I was in the basement of a huge church. There was a rummage sale going on, hundreds of tables. My job was to keep all the clothes folded and neat. Of course, everybody was throwing things around faster than I could keep up. I woke up exhausted and feeling like a failure. I think I have too much baggage. Though I'm losing some of it today. Except being with you is like walking into a barn with empty pockets.
Zoey, please. It was wrong. We dealt with this.
We have something magical happens when your therapist writes you a poem, and a bad poem at that. People want things that make their lives the way they wish they were. Okay, I'll give you that one. I got it from a J. Peterman catalog. If you had gotten that one, I would have really respected you. And by the way, you wanted me. I was supposed to want you, but you ended up wanting me. So wrong.
Stop it. Really think I'm a loser? You treat me like a loser. You never have any faith in my plans. You're always undercutting my enthusiasms.
Oh, whoa. No, let me think. I can't think.
Diane Wiest from Hannah and Her Sisters, a great Woody Allen movie about family dynamics, about love that's lost, found again.
Yeah, I guess so. If Freud came back and saw what was going on in his name, he'd never stop throwing up. Max von Sydow, same movie, only I misquoted him for this occasion. He said, if Jesus came back, not Freud. Same difference in your book.
Zoey.
The strangest thing happened when I left here yesterday. I couldn't think of the word paralyzed. How ironic is that? It's like forgetting the word remember. You'll forget to remember me.
No, Zoey. I'll never forget to remember you. You have made an indelible place in my heart. If we were to meet 20 years from now in some foreign city, we would be able to pick up right where we left off. I really believe that you are with me forever.
Like a tattoo. You know, you can get rid of those with laser treatments. Nothing is permanent. You taught me that, if nothing else. When I was a kid and would go to the gas station with my father, this man dressed in green dickies would come out to pump the gas. His name, Hank, was embroidered in red over his shirt pocket, but I called him Legs, because he always had his shirt sleeves rolled up to just above his elbows, and beneath his sleeve on his left arm, there was a tattoo of this woman's legs. I never saw the rest of her, just those legs. Hank must be dead by now. Those legs were wrinkled even then.
Zoey, we are running out of time today. We need to conclude and consolidate the progress that we have made. Shall we try some free associating? Shall we?
We, when it is I who must expose myself to you? One would think, after how this sacred couch has been defiled, with God looking down upon us, that there would be little left of me to expose. But stories you want, and stories you shall get. A few nights ago, I had a dream. I was in a lush green meadow on a beautiful summer's day. There was a tree, a sugar maple, I think, and a white horse grazed nearby. I was wearing a long white dress. I looked down, and there was a smudge, a small smudge on my dress. I tried to brush it, but the smudge just got bigger. The more I brushed at it, the dirtier my dress became. Then the horse walked over to me, and when I began patting him on the neck, he too became covered with dirt. Everywhere I touched, the dirt spread. Then I woke up. Then I thought of you. You defiled me, and now I defile everything. Anything to add?
No. Nope. Continue. Free associating.
Last night I went on a date. I met a man at a bar and I went home with him. You didn't even notice that I'm wearing the same clothes I had on yesterday. I never told you about the one and only date I had in high school. The bus would leave a bunch of 4 or 5 of us kids at the bottom of the road. One day it was really raining, and a parent drove down to pick us all up. We all squeezed into the car, and I sat in the back on this guy's lap. And he put his hand up my skirt. Now, if anyone asks me, did you date in high school? I say, yeah, and think of that romantic afternoon.
You went home with a strange man last night? Why do you torment me? Why? Do you go out of your way to hurt me? This is one of the reasons why I cannot continue to treat you, because your behaviors are directed against me personally.
has the wounded soul now, Dr. Freud? I try to love you, and you turn away, saying it's improper. I express a desire for someone else, and you can't stand to hear it. You raped me on this couch. There, I said it. The elephant in the room is holding a large fountain pen. I bet that's pretty difficult to do after all your many years of training. We go through life as though we're carrying a ladder. We hear a crash, turn around, and everything gets worse. And we can't seem to set the ladder down, no matter what the disasters in our wake. And besides, the road of excess leads to the palace of wisdom.
That was William Blake.
Yes.
He was a nut.
Yeah.
He had visions, and I have visions of you. Slogging your way through life because you won't let anyone help you. Any idiot can face a crisis. It's the day-to-day living wears us out. Chekhov.
No, I knew that one. You didn't give me a chance.
Well, today, I'm asking you, give me a chance. I did a terrible thing. The tenderness that I felt, that I feel for you is real, but it was wrong. For me to express it, I made the greatest error an analyst can make in trying to win your trust. I fell in love with you, and that did terrible harm to you, to myself.
I was shipwrecked beneath the stormless sky, in a sea shallow enough to stand up in. Fernando Pessoa. I suppose you are the shallow sea, and I am the shipwreck, who will break apart all through August and be rebuilt by Dr. Spaulding when he returns from his month-long vacation. Brown as a berry, with a year's worth of your empty notes in his lap. My life. You think you know all about me, but you don't.
I know you like peanut butter Captain Crunch.
Very funny. What about the love? The love I feel. What shall I do with that?
Zoey, I hate to mention it, but the time is almost over. Yeah, our time together is almost over.
Did you know there are only 2 nationally recognized kingdoms in the United States? The Magic Kingdom and the Northeast Kingdom, where I grew up. Where I grew up, and a bright young mind chose fantasy over reality. And as we know, there lies madness. August 1st, 2015. I am whacking my way through the dense rainforest of Craftsbury Common, Vermont. I am on a mission to find the great Cambridge, Massachusetts expatriate Dr. Sigmund Freud, who has hired a bass fishing guide to lead him deep into the sugar maples to spend his August vacation in pursuit of old Striper, a 20-year-old bass whom people talk of but never see. Surviving on sugar on snow and salmon wiggle, Dr. Freud and his guide try to evade the snowmobile suit-wearing natives. Most have no idea who the great man is, only that he has defiled the sacred couch and his patient with his physical expressions of love, and must now live out the rest of his vacation in his thick, gray, herringbone sport coat, which he kindly allowed me to sketch a pattern of before he left. Offered in the original gray herringbone or a blue flecked navy tweed, sizes 38 through 48. Price, $349. A small price to pay for defiling the couch and having sex with his patient. How'd you like that?
What was it?
My take on an ad in the J. Peterman catalog. You have already left me. Time it was, and what a time it was, a time of innocence, a time of consequences. Long ago it must be, I have a photograph, preserve your memories, they're all that's left you. Simon and Garfunkel again. I should get some new music.
Yeah, you really should.
You know, sometimes I wish I was like all those people you see on the news. Whatever happens, awful, terrible things. They wake up in the morning and their children are missing. Their cow gets struck by lightning. The family dog blows away in a tornado. But God was always hanging around. We have the good Lord to thank for leaving us with a cat and 2 chickens. Sometimes I swear they make you sign a paper saying that you'll thank God if they promise to put you on national television. I don't believe everyone believes in God. Sometimes your dog just blows away.
Deny them as we might. But as David Mamet says, we still need the gods. Zoey, there are some good things in life. Why don't you lie down tell me a good story from your life. Then we have to say goodbye.
Good. When I was in the 6th grade, we went on a field trip on a school bus. It was a treat because I never had ridden on a bus before. We went to Lowell, Vermont. to the asbestos mine. No kidding. Great mountains of asbestos being moved about by big trucks. A factory full of gray people covered with dust working there. They lined us up on each side of a conveyor belt with all this asbestos tumbling down and on by, and said we could each pick a sample, like a fuzzy stone, to take home as a souvenir. I still have mine. The Northeast Kingdom is full of magical places like that.
You're making that up?
No, it's true. It's also true that if you eat an entire bag of those orange, extremely sweet, foamy circus peanuts, it can kill you.
That's a myth, urban myth. You tell, many myths.
No. Like never mess with a moose on the loose. Any woman with large breasts is sad. Never try to nurse a weasel.
What? What?
The strange thing about the dog is that it did not bark, my dear Watson. That's what this day is all about, Dr. Freud. You are hoping that I don't bark.
Zoey! I loved you.
As Verbal Kint says in The Usual Suspects, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing people that he didn't exist. Then he showed these men of will what will really was, and like that, he was gone.
Zoey! Zoey!